Hello, amazing human, and welcome to Neurodivergent Bites, a podcast for neurodivergent entrepreneurs to understand systems, change the narrative about productivity, and embrace yourself for who you really freaking are. If your energy is being sucked, you're struggling to focus, or you know you need systems, but there's a disconnect for whatever reason, join your host, that's me, Carolee Galt, along with fellow amazing humans on how being a neurodivergent entrepreneur has impacted the way they do life and business. If you're looking for bite-sized action steps, you're in the right place. Hello, amazing humans, and welcome back to Neurodivergent Bites. I'm your host, Carolee, and today we are going to be talking about shifting your energy from free to paid. And essentially, what that means is that you are maybe in a state of, I want to give everything for free, but I really need to make money. But I feel bad if I make people pay me for money because this is fun, this is easy, things like that. We normally start a business with something that we love. So it's fun for us to do it. Now, it took me a couple of years to really wrap my brain around how do I feel very comfortable or more comfortable with people spending money with me. How do I receive money and feel good about it and not push it away or think I need to do everything for free? I feel like this comes down to a lot of how we feel about ourselves, how much we feel like we're actually worth. I'm always a person that has said, you need to charge what you feel energetically aligned with, right? Because if you're trying to sell something for more than you feel like you can really sell it for, you're actually going to do the opposite and people aren't going to actually buy it. Ask me how I know. Yeah, I did that many times. So even if a coach or a mentor, whoever that you really find very valuable, even if they, including myself, you guys, even if they are saying you need to charge more for your services, you need to honestly charge what you feel like you're very energetically aligned to charge. That way we're not pushing away the money. We need to be able to open ourselves up to receiving the money. So here is the point here. When we are trying to shift our mindset, but also our energy from free to paid, think about it this way. You are providing a service, right? It takes your time, it takes your energy. You've probably put in a bunch of time learning how to do this, refining your techniques, right? So you've put in the work and even potentially money to be able to do what you are doing. But for some reason, your brain is like, but no, we have to do it for free. Right? We have to because it'll help people. It'll help people feel better. It'll help them get to their goals faster. It'll insert your thing. Why are you doing it for free? Take just a moment, pause this if you need to, and reflect on why do I feel like I need to do this for free? And then I want you to flip it a little bit. In order to be energetically aligned for that person on the other side, your client, your customer, mostly we're talking about clients here though, in order for them to give you the energy, to give you that energetic exchange, right? Because energy does take point, okay? It does come together here. In order for that client to give you good energy, there has to be some sort of exchange of energy. And as a business and as a business owner, yes, that's you have to make sure you're getting an energetic exchange. In this case, the client is giving you money, and in exchange for that, you are giving them your energy, your time, and your knowledge, right? That's why sometimes trades work really well, because let's say your friend over here has expertise in something that you do not, but you really want it, and then same for you, you have that expertise that they really need. There is still an energetic exchange there, right? It's just not money. It is value. It is services, whatever that is. Ensure there's an energetic exchange. If you are constantly doing things for free, one, you probably can't pay your bills as easily, right? You don't have as much energy. You're feeling defeated. But you're also, more than likely, not getting back from that client what you actually need to fuel your soul. What I've noticed even for myself is if I don't pay for something, I usually don't put in the work. Not as easily. I do not. And I've learned that about myself. So I now willingly seek out experts and then also pay them good. Whatever that is that they are paying or even more, whatever that is. I now seek them out because I know that I need to give that energy back. Now, it doesn't mean that you can't do some things for free. Okay, I'm not saying don't give out free challenges, freebies, different things like that. But I'm saying make sure that those things feel very energetically aligned, and then be open to receiving money when you tell them what the next step is that involves money. Back when I was working with Rachel Peterson, I was in the social clique for a year. The one thing that kept resonating with me, and I didn't understand it at the time, is working out of scope is a disservice to the client. And I wrote it on a Post-it. It's still on my wall to this day, literally over 2 years later. Wow. And I now understand what it means. And that was kind of what I just explained to you, right? Working out of scope, meaning doing more than what is in your contract, not enforcing boundaries. It's a disservice to your client, because what happens naturally to us as humans is that once someone will do it for free and not ask me for more, even though it's out of scope, right? Out of scope of the contract, out of scope of the program, out of scope of the course, you'll naturally take advantage of it unless you're really, really careful. And so, but you are worth that extra. You are worth that. So if you're going to frame it as extra, frame it as a bonus. It's not happening all the time. Okay? If you need to frame that for your own brain, right? This is a bonus for this client. This is a bonus for this program. It's not an I'm going above and beyond. It also helps your client know that this isn't normal and you're giving this as an extra gift. Everyone loves extra gifts, but it helps on both of our psychology here, both of how our brains work. So always, always have an exchange of energy. Ensure it's going to feed your soul first, and then make sure it's going to feed your client second. As you've probably seen a trend if you've been listening to most of my podcast episodes, is that I have turned to really focusing on how you energetically feel. And this used to be a very foreign concept to me, and so really feeling in alignment with what I am giving to clients, what I am receiving from clients, what I am receiving from other mentors, what I'm receiving from my own investments, how I'm open to receiving money, how I'm open to receiving gifts or bonuses. It really, what I feel energetically aligned to give and receive, right? As far as with clients, with customers, with coaches, mentors, family, everything. There is a literal energy that is following us around that we have to feel very in alignment with. So take this moment and just really feel like, how do you feel in tune with your body and this energy? Because we need to kind of flip the script here, because I want you to make good money. I want you to feel energetically aligned with that money that you're making. I want you to continuously be growing, even if it's just a tiny, tiny bit every single day. I feel like my journey has been so slow, but you know what? I am so grateful for it, because I haven't missed a single step. I haven't gotten super overwhelmed and frustrated with it. I mean, okay, that's a lie. I really have. And I am very grateful for it, because I was able to grow slow, really, really feel energetically aligned with what I was doing, and just be able to have it flow. And then now I'm incorporating so much more fun, right? We need, the biggest thing to take away from here is that an energetic exchange is what is needed between you and a client. So if that means that you can do that with still free, fantastic. But most of the time that's not the case. You're thinking that they won't pay you for it. And that person might not, but someone else will. There is someone out there that will. The way I think about $100 now compared to 2 years ago is completely different. I was literally on the phone. My daughter needs to get braces. And she was telling me like, hey, if you go with Invisalign and it's past 90 days from when we did the scan that we did this last appointment, we're gonna have to do it again. And I was like, okay. Like my brain was like, but we need a down payment, different things like that. So like my brain was like processing, what is the plan here? And so I was curious. I'm like, well, what if we don't want to do it immediately? Like we could wait, She said 90 days and we're already 30 days in. So I'm like, okay, what would it cost to get that scan done again? And she was like $91. And I was like, oh, that's not too bad then. And she kind of looked at me really funny. We were on Zoom. And she's like, well, I mean, it's a little bit. And I was just thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, 2 years ago, $91 would have made me gasp. The down payment would have made me gasp. Everything about how much braces cost these days would make me gasp. Now I'm like, okay, what's the plan? How are we going to make this happen? Well, that's not that much. Well, we can do that. That's not a big deal, right? So you need to grow into the energetic alignment that you truly are seeking. But do it in your timing. Do it with someone that understands you. Do it with someone who's going to push you in the best ways possible, okay? And really do it with someone that's going to really help move you forward. If you've been listening to these podcast episodes, following me on social media, wherever you have found me, and you are really feeling in love with my energy, I love to try to portray it here. Starting this podcast was one of the best decisions I ever made because I could literally be creative. I could get the energy. I feel very passionate about it. And I'm able to really portray what the energy really is behind the scenes when you work with me. And it really, truly is like this. Like, the amount of things I talk about on this podcast is insane. And it's free, right? This is free content, free education, free trainings, whatever you want to call them. And I feel super aligned with them because I know that that you want more. You want more of the energy. You're like, and I know you want to be able to be in this space. And so if you are like feeling like I want in this space, I'm inviting you to just check out the show notes because there are some free and paid fun in there, right? Whatever you're feeling energetically aligned with, that's what I want you to do. Okay, there's some options down there. We have the behind the scenes, I don't even have a name for it as I'm recording this, but I'm going to do a behind the scenes systems. So you're going to get a really good inside look on how systems are used in my life, some behind the scenes looks at what they actually look like, how they're implemented, and pick my brain session so like you can really get to talk to me and ask your questions. And there's also the hyper-focused treehouse, which I talk about a lot, where there's accountability in the systems and just really being able to keep moving you forward. So there's a couple of options down there, and there might even be a few more at this point. But if you're not sure which option is best for you, I want you to really lean into your energy. And then if you're still not sure, send me a DM on any of the social media platforms you follow me on. I would be happy to see what would work best for you. I want this energy being exchanged between us to be very powerful for both of us. And so I want to make sure that it feels good for you and for me. But until next time, have an amazing day. Before I wrap up today's episode, I want to thank you for joining me on this journey to empower neurodivergent entrepreneurs. I hope that you've gained valuable insights and a fresh perspective on productivity and self-acceptance. No matter where you are in your entrepreneurial journey, I'm here to support you. These transformative conversations will equip you with bite-sized action steps that you can apply immediately. Let's redefine productivity on our own terms and create a business that aligns with who we truly are. Make sure to subscribe to this podcast to receive the latest episodes and join our amazing community of neurodivergent humans. Remember, being unique is our superpower, and together we can rewrite the rules of success.